like, I mean, you can talk, but just don't be naked.
Okay, so for the last few weeks we've been reading The Giver, and we know that The Giver, in that book, the government has all control over those people, right? They control where they go, when they go, what they eat, what job they have, how many children they can have, who they marry. The government has control of all of that. And what we're seeing now in our own society is that the government is gaining more and more control, or at least that's what a lot of people are saying. Things like gun control. Recently in California, one town was told they couldn't build any more fast food restaurants. Why would they say that? Okay, because people are getting too big. There's too many obese people in our nation. So the government's saying, no, you can't build any more of these restaurants that feed people this junk. More schools are going to school uniforms to make schools a happier place for all students to attend. They think that bullying and violence and stuff like that is prevented because of uniforms. And the last few days, that's what we've been talking about. We've read several articles from the internet, from different sources, about bullying, and we're going to debate the topic of bullying today. You guys are
No uniforms.
no uniforms. Boo to the uniforms. And you guys are? You think uniforms are a good idea. All right, let's sit up straight. Let's get started. All right, let's see. Who would like to start us out here?
We'll start,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
No, that's fine.
We'd just like to start out by saying that we feel that uniforms bring a feeling of unity to a school. Just, we believe that if you're on a sports team such as basketball, baseball, football, cheerleading, etc., you have a school jersey and you're recognized by it, that you're on that team. And when you're on a team, you just have a sense of pride, kind of, that y'all are one, you're unified, and we feel that that brings that to a school, and that it just helps people feel a lot closer and like you know somebody better.
Okay, that's a good point, but also, why not just keep it on the sports team? You have a feeling of unity, like they wear their sweatshirts, their Cleveland sweatshirts. That makes them feel like they have a sense of unity. You do not have to wear the exact same clothes, the exact same shirts, everything, because I remember back when I was younger that, like, if I dressed the same as one of my friends, it was, oh, they're acting like twins, getting made fun of. Imagine what it would be like if the entire school dressed the same and people from the outside saw us like that.
But then nobody could make fun of each other because they were all wearing the same thing.
Within the school. What about away games for basketball or softball?
That means you're on that team, though. It shows that.
It shows you're on that team. But what if you're like a fan? Like, I don't play basketball. What if you're a fan and you go and they see you in your khakis and your blue shirt? It's just implied that is a uniform. People can make fun of you for that.
But khakis
As shown
and shirts are nice. I mean, why would they make fun of them?
But what if you just want to be comfortable for a day? You couldn't do that.
Well, you could if you went to
A basketball game
This
away.
that's not at
That's
school.
after school.
But
We're
what if,
talking
That's
about
extra.
being
That's
made fun of.
extracurricular.
Yeah.
but what if you were at school? You couldn't be comfortable. You have to wear your uniform.
Yeah, what if one day you just got up and you decided, look, I just want to act like I want to wear my pajamas today. So you do the bare minimal where it counts as clothes and you wear sweatpants and a hoodie.
Well, you're gonna get used to your clothes eventually, and they'll get comfortable.
But that doesn't mean that will be comfortable.
School isn't about comfort necessarily. We come here to learn.
Yeah.
We learn math, language, things like that. And that's just what it's about.
I
It's not
remember I
about
read
what
on the
clothes
internet-
you wear or anything like that. How do you show off your new fashion trend that you're going to set, or how expensive your clothes are.
But once you get tired of wearing the same uniform, same clothes every single day, all year long, once you get tired of that,
Are you really going to focus on school if you're not
Exactly.
comfortable?
I read on the internet once that it is proven that, like, when you take your test, if you're more comfortable and more relaxed, then you will do better on your test and your schoolwork. If you're in khakis and a polo, I'm sorry, you're not going to get very comfortable and you're not going to get very relaxed at your desk like this.
Well, I'm sorry. I wear that most of the time, right?
But you
Well,
don't
it's-
wear khakis.
You don't wear
wear
khakis
jeans.
and you wear
I wear khakis in the
T-shirt.
summertime and polos. It's comfortable for us, okay?
But what if you're not used to
In
that?
a
You
way,
will get it.
Well,
You got this
when I was younger, we had to get used to it,
And
okay?
hold on, what were you saying, Catherine?
Just, by the way, the internet's not always right.
Okay,
Precisely.
would you like to tell us where you got the rest of your information from?
What information?
Which
All
one?
the information you've thrown back at us.
Like what?
like uniforms provide a sense of unity. Is that your opinion?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so it's
Your
not
opinion's not
factual.
always right. So
Right,
you
well,
can't
fact,
rule
it's
that
not
out.
factual that you shouldn't wear uniforms. You
Okay.
can't say that, it's just y'all's opinion.
Well,
That's
why
why we're here
It's not that
debating.
she
It's
can't
debating,
point out that
it's our
it's not
different
always right.
opinions,
Well,
is
one
what
thing-
we're debating.
One thing
None
that
of
isn't,
us are really right. There's not a right and a wrong.
one thing that isn't debatable is that only 23% of schools wear uniforms.
That is
Why don't
fact.
more if it's like,
If it's
If
so
it-
grand and holy and all this good stuff, why do only 23% wear it?
And in
Well,
a
you're
way, like the schools are, in making them wear uniforms, they're trying to do the impossible and make everybody the same,
Same.
equal, when there are people who are different. People make mistakes and they're not the same. They've always been told, like throughout their whole lives, to be different and stand out in the crowd, and then they go to school and are told the direct opposite of that.
Well, I
mean,
Okay.
the clothes make you strengthen other parts about your personality and make you become more artistic.
Self-confidence,
Right.
basically.
But also, like as a giver, would y'all, the book that we were reading, would y'all really want to go to being the exact same skin color, same hair, same everything?
Well, we're not, we
we
definitely wouldn't wanna do that,
Okay.
because that's
If
just,
we start with uniforms
That's
there,
already-
that's just one small step onto that big.
But the giver, that's not it. That's all the time.
It could happen.
Uniforms are just in school hours. After you get home, you can change. Wear something comfortable though.
right.
Okay, that can happen.
Most kids want to express themselves. I understand some students might take it too far, like maybe, but there are, like maybe having saggy pants, something like that. But there are restrictions for that, so why do we need uniforms if we already have restrictions on them?
You already have a dress code, is what you're saying. So why do you need something more strict?
Uniforms allow you to express your individuality in other ways.
And Noah said something about self-confidence. A lot of kids, that is part of their self-confidence, being able to
It's their
dress
own
and
clothes.
express their way
Being-
through their clothing.
Well,
Being
right,
able to
but
dress
you're
how
not
they
always, if you go work in a factory, you're probably gonna have a work suit that you put on.
Okay,
And
that's
that's not
a factory,
Gonna
that's
help you
protects
express your individuality.
When you get old
That's their
enough to work in a
choice to
factory,
choose that job. to
Right,
go
well, it's
there.
your choice to choose the school. You don't have to.
not
go there.
necessarily. What if your
Anyway,
parents?
yeah.
What if your
what if your
parents?
parents
You
teach
don't
here
always have
or
a choice on
alumni?
that.
Well, then they can send you here. There's several choices. Barnet, Faulkner.
They can
just
and
in our
they
same
will.
district.
Then do.
You can't pick your own school. Your
Okay.
parents send you where they want you to go.
Okay.
Then why should it matter?
Why should it matter?
Why should it matter to us then? If you're gonna go
If
to
we
a
like
school
this school.
that wears uniform,
You still like these schools even if you have to wear uniforms.
right?
But what if it pushes somebody
can't leave.
just that little bit over the
Then
edge?
they can leave.
And you talked about working in a factory. When you work in a factory, that's totally different. That is provided for your protection.
Well, it
This
depends
is
on what
provided
factory.
What
just to
factory?
keep you from bullying.
Like industrial.
Bolted
All you giving is a helmet, but
It,
the uniform part.
it brings that, like, attendance usually goes up and stealing and, you know, gangs.
Wesley-
and
Okay,
all that.
elaborate on that, Emily. Now, what are you saying?
Well, whenever you have uniforms, well, yeah, they can't like wear gang signs and stuff. And also whenever you wear your regular clothes, you could get bullied by wearing what you want to wear. But uniforms, it's all the same, so you wouldn't be bullied as much, so you could attend school safely.
There's no change in a school with uniforms. There's still bullying. There's still bad behavior. There's still food fights in some schools, you know.
Well,
Well,
we
yeah.
have
So you're saying that just fixing dress code or school uniforms is not going to fix all the problems in a school?
Some of them.
Just wearing
Well,
clothes
he
isn't
said
gonna keep you
bullied
from
as much.
acting up.
You're still gonna get bullied either way.
Well, right,
Yeah.
but
Go ahead, baby.
Landon, do you have anything to add?
Well,
you're gonna
it would just cause more conflict between schools because one school would wear uniforms and the other wouldn't, and they think that they were all
Hi, mighty.
gloating about
How they look. I know it
How
makes
they
me
look and
feel
everything.
like intimidated because it makes me feel like, oh, those people with uniforms, they come from a private school. Like that's just
Or
automatically
rigged.
what
we're
I
right.
think.
But we're not.
They're
a
rigged, it's
private
not-
school.
But
We're
that's what
public
people will think. And do you really want people to think that you're snobby and high and mighty and all
Well,
that
not
good
everybody
stuff?
thinks that. That's just your opinion, like we were talking about earlier. And Wesley and Caitlin, both of y'all have been to school with uniforms, right?
Oh, let's talk about
Marshall
that.
Academy, the school that I came from, we wasn't rich and everything. The school was about to be shut down whenever I left.
What about HW Byers? He said you got bullied there.
Right.
Yes,
but
but
it
for
was-
different reasons besides my clothes.
yeah, it wasn't because
Can
of
you
his
tell us
clothes.
about how
Can you
much a
elaborate
year
on
you
that?
would cost between you and your brothers on uniforms? How much did it cost you?
At that time,
When you went to Marshall Academy, because I know they had the little emblem on their shirt, and you had to order it from a certain place.
I can't remember.
Well, Wesley, Wesley's onto something here though, Wesley and Caitlin, because you both attended a school where you had to wear uniforms in the past. So tell me how, from your personal experience, how do you feel about uniforms? How do you feel that they are a good thing? Because y'all chose to say that you were on the uniform side of the debate. So how do you feel this is a good idea?
Well, I mean, like they said, if you have you have a feeling of unity, like you feel like you belong whenever you're all dressed the same and you all look the same. But you can still express yourself differently. Like the girls, they can wear skirts or jumpers or even pants.
Okay.
And
What if they express themselves in a bad way, like tattoos or piercings?
Well, you're gonna get tattoos and piercings if you're, that kind of person. I'm personally not, but if you are gonna get that stuff, you're gonna get it one way or another. I mean, if you're like wanting to wear clothes with gang signs on it or anything like that, you're probably gonna wear, you won't just definitely, but you probably will have tattoos. And
But
things
that
like
could be restricted from the dress code. It says in our dress code that no tattoos can be visible.
Right, so
Yeah.
that would be, it would
That's
just
a
carry
dress code.
over for our dress code. And our dress code would be more strict because you have to wear a uniform. There will be no, just, shorts that are way too short or tops
there's no
that are
shorts.
questionable and things like that because there won't be any shorts unless you go to gym. If you go to gym, there will be.
Okay, that's a good point. Caitlin, I want to ask you something. Do you get the same feeling of unity as wearing that sweatshirt when other people wear that sweatshirt around you? Because nearly everybody wears that sweatshirt at one point or another. Do you get that same feeling of unity as you do when you wear
Your
khakis and
true
umbrella?
feelings.
The true feelings, like, does that come out in
True
sports,
feelings.
or does it really come
Well,
out
hold
when
on,
you're
let her
probably
talk.
khakis?
But not everybody has that same sweatshirt.
I'm
There's
asking you
many-
personally.
I know there's different sweatshirts. There's
Okay, with Emily.
Not everybody's on a team, though.
Emily has on the
Is what we're
same
saying.
basketball sweatshirt. Does it give you a feeling of unity to be with Emily when y'all both wear those sweatshirts? It's a yes or no.
Well, of course it does. It gives you feeling of
I'm
unity.
asking
But now, what's the difference in wearing a basketball team sweatshirt and wearing a school uniform every day? Somebody tell me that. There's a difference in that. What is the difference?
You can choose to wear it whether
The
it's
team sports.
Okay, Dylan's on to something here. What, Dylan?
Well, like the sports and wearing uniforms with those, that's a choice you make to wear that uniform to represent your school, and you don't have to wear that.
Not everybody is
All day.
forced to play basketball, right? That's a choice. I think Wesley was going to elaborate a while ago about attending a school that wore uniforms. What were you going to say?
y'all were saying how everybody is being the same. At Marshall Academy, they gave you a choice on what color khakis and shirt you were going to wear, and we did, and it wasn't like one of those schools where they tell you where to get your shirt.
Okay, well, how did your mom feel? Tell me that. What were your parents' feelings about uniforms when you attended Marshall Academy? You and your brother, and you had to get the uniforms. How did your mom feel about that?
As long as we were making good grades, they could have cared less.
Okay, so she didn't think that that was a good thing or a bad thing to have uniforms?
As long as they were making money somehow, they paid for it.
Okay. All right. So that didn't really. Your mom, Caitlin. What about your mom? Did she like the uniforms or did she not really?
Because it made it a lot easier in the mornings because you didn't have to worry about not matching.
Oh.
Wearing totally different.
Well, lay them out at night.
Lay them out at night.
I'm
Lay them out
question-
ahead of time.
I have a
That's
question for
another
Wesley.
good skill
I
to
do
learn.
that.
All right.
Laying your clothes out ahead of time and you
I
just
do
have to
that.
grab them.
I lay my clothes, I try to do it every night before I go to sleep. I take out my clothes, choose what I'm gonna wear, put it down, and just in the morning I just put them on and go.
But you wouldn't have to lay them out because you have that uniform. You know what you're gonna wear anyway.
Alright,
I
that's
have a
actually
question for
something
Wesley.
And plus,
You said you had the ability to choose your khaki. How many choices did you have between the shirts and pants?
I think it was 3.
See, that's taking away the ability to choose. That's
And,
No, you still got the ability to choose, but you
That's-
had-
That's
and
really
that's
narrowing
also
down the
that's
options.
also still making you wear uniforms though. Even though you get to choose, you're still wearing.
still
Were
getting
all of your
forced.
shirts made the same?
Well, yes, we had to have the logo on it.
Okay.
okay, so that's more money.
Okay. Were there ever days when you could wear a certain T-shirt or school spirit? Did you ever have anything like that, or was it always uniform days?
I think there was like some days, like spare days or holidays, I think you were allowed to wear blue jeans, but they were rare.
Rare days. Okay.
What about, you said you went to another private school. What did H.W. Byers?
You didn't get a choice.
Okay, exactly.
I hate that
And
school.
you said you got bullied there also. Did you not?
Not
Right,
by
but
my
it wasn't
shirt, but for the
because-
color of my
See,
skin.
you're gonna get
Not-
bullied.
You're
for
still-
any
Not,
reason.
not for
You're
my
gonna get bullied
shirt
for
though,
absolutely
for the
any
color
Not
of
for
my
the
skin.
uniform,
That is
the color of
not
the
my
skin.
Okay, hold on.
Look y'all,
I'm
see me?
first.
If it was all right, I would like to read just some quotes from some parents just real fast that I have. Things are kind of getting intense there. Just to, you know, let everybody
Take it down a notch
think
for a
over
second.
their thoughts and stuff. This is from a mom of two boys from Burbank, California. It says uniforms. I love them. The key word being uniform. It gives kids a level playing field and gets them away from one-upmanship on designer label. It also gives kids used to taking care of their clothes. Getting rid of status symbols prevents children from being teased because they aren't wearing $150 jeans. And another one also is Karen O'Neill, a mother of two boys from East Kilbride, Scotland. Says, I'm totally for school uniforms as they keep children dressed the same and stop all this nonsense with kids wearing designer gear. If all kids are dressed the same, then they are less likely to be bullied. In the UK, uniforms are compulsory in both states and private schools. And that's what I think that we should go to, because if our parents like them, and they, after all, they're all the ones paying for our education and stuff like that, and if they like them, I feel that we should be respectful to them and
Do what they want.
right, we should do what they want.
Okay, Kyle has a comment right here. Let's let Kyle talk for just a second. What is it?
I was bullied for 3 years for what I wore by somebody. So,
Did you ever
Right.
stand up to those bullies?
I mean,
Well, you can't stand up to them. About?
Well, how did it make you feel though?
it felt that I didn't feel too good, and I didn't fit in, or
So is that why you're for school uniforms? Do you think that if you everybody had the same clothes, do you think you wouldn't have got bullied? Okay, so that's why you're for it. So Kyle has a personal experience.
Was that the only reason you were bullied? Was there more than one reason you were bullied?
yeah.
So you were
Okay,
bullied
so
for your
you
clothes.
were bullied. That was only your clothes, and that was the biggest main issue.
Well, right, but if it wasn't for his clothes, then, that was a positive. This is what we're trying to help with, It's to reduce bullying. You can't totally just take out bullying. There's going to be bullies everywhere.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But-
Like a uniform, you can't totally get away with it.
Because it decreases bullying.
Okay, you can also decrease your
gives
bullying
bullies-
by using
It
discipline.
doesn't give bully another topic to pick on us about.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have those nice North Face jackets, What in the world? You're so poor. What in the
Okay,
what's wrong
that
with you?
doesn't.
You
You can
know,
also
Does
get
that not?
rid of
Does that
this.
make you feel good?
But what about the
You can get
brand?
rid of that with discipline.
I'm sorry. What? I
You
didn't-
can get rid of that kind of stuff with discipline. Like,
Discipline don't
if there
help
is
that.
a
This
rule,
promotes
if I hear you say one bad thing about this person's clothes, it's to the office. 3 licks.
Well, how do
Because
you always get
this
taken care
promotes
of? Does
discipline.
bullets?
Because-
Have y'all ever been
Okay,
bullied?
Catherine, what'd you say?
Well, school uniforms promote discipline.
Why do you feel that way?
The article said it.
Okay, what did the article say? You can paraphrase.
Well, the article said that it reduces bullying. It promotes discipline.
That was one person's personal opinion, though.
And where did
That's what we went over. That was an opinion.
Okay, was it really one person's personal opinion this side of the room? Was it one person?
I actually believe it was a very large group of people. I can't find where it's at.
But,
though.
There are also articles in here on how school uniforms are bad. It
Can
doesn't
you
matter.
read some to us?
Gracie, would you like to read them?
Greeting.
Gracie?
Alright, there's a mom of $2 from Arizona, and she says that uniforms can be a financial burden for poor families because they're additional expense for parents who pay taxes for a free public education.
Okay.
Okay. So you're saying that parents already
They already
paying their...
pay for school supplies and taxes and just everything, and adding school uniforms, that's just another price they have to pay.
Okay.
They already have to buy clothes, so why not get clothes that you like and that are comfortable?
It's like you have to have like a set for school, like a drawer for school, and then a whole other drawer of clothes for like the
Well,
week.
Dylan, that's a good point.
We have another
You don't want
statistic that says that an average child spends about around $45 on one uniform, and that includes your shirt. Let me finish real fast. Your shirt, your khakis, sometimes a tie. Now, an outfit, perhaps like you're wearing. Though I bet those pants, unless you got them, just from like, unless you got them hand-me-down or you got them given to you for a holiday or something like that, then they were probably, you know, pretty expensive. And I can, you know, the jewelry, you can also wear jewelry with your uniforms, I think.
Yes, you can.
You can.
Some you can.
And
At
then,
HW Buyers, you could, but
See?
most of the time you couldn't.
right, and that's, it just, it's the
Depends on your
school's
school
choice.
though.
And that's cutting down on more ways to express
Express
yourself.
individuality.
But
We've
that-
gotta have
No, but
something
they
that
did it.
shows
They did it
this
to
is
keep
how,
weapons
this is
out.
how
Hey.
They did it to keep weapons out of school, because some of that
That's-
jewelry people would use as weapons.
See, that's
Right.
keep them.
Okay, so that would cut down on violence as well.
Correct.
What Drew
But
said,
what about?
what Drew said about the tie, sometimes you have to wear a tie. Ties can sometimes be dangerous wearing sometimes.
How so?
I don't really know, like.
You can
use
hang
a
it
tie,
says-
you call
says in
people-
the article that it's killed people because
Yeah,
they
it's killed
hung themselves at
people.
school just because of a bad day. Most of the time, you can't find rope just laying around.
That's
I
But
true.
if you have a bad day and on an impulse you feel like you need to commit suicide, that tie gives you a one-way ticket to do
I would
it.
just like to say, can you read that from the article? Because I believe the
I'll have to
article
find
said
Austin.
that the young man's tie was caught in the door, and that when his tie got caught in the door, his face was hit by the door. Now, I would just like to say about this that it's a total freak accident. I mean, the businessmen not wear ties, and I would just like to say, if you're running down the sidewalk or something like that, even in the clothes you're wearing, you trip and you fall. Oh my goodness, you break an arm or a leg, then you're gonna get hurt, regardless whether you wear a uniform or not.
That one was a freak accident, but like I said, you could easily commit suicide using a tie.
Right. Well, who does that? Hey, can you give us an example?
I can't
People
give you an
who are
example, but
depressed.
people who are depressed or like on an impulse, like say they go to school one day and they're getting made fun of for some reason, and they feel like I need to end my life, this is just pure torture, just because they had a bad week or a bad day, they can do it right then and without even thinking
Some
about
people
it.
may. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, you can, there's always gonna be the few people that are depressed and have the feeling to kill themselves.
Right. There's always going to be people who have ties.
Yeah, I had a friend that did
But
that.
There's over like 23 suicides a second, like around the world.
Right. But how many of them are ties?
Do
when
you
you're
want
in
to go
school?
there?
Really?
How many people
What
hang
about-
themselves?
How many?
Hang themselves.
I think they're saying one would be too many.
See,
Is that right?
See,
Yes.
Well, I would definitely agree if they could provide me for maybe some factual information with this. If they
But
can,
what about like little?
then you know,
what
See,
about-
they.
No,
Who's to
it's
say the
horrible.
uniforms have to have ties? Our uniforms may not have to have ties. Like
See-
at Marshall Academy, did you have to have ties?
No, but at
Mhm.
HW Buyers, certain days.
Okay,
you
see,
can.
it just depends. You can choose.
Thank you.
Why would a school think it was important for young men to learn to wear a tie? Like, why is that
So they
even?
get dressed up, like,
Job
they have a job
interview.
interview.
Like
To
maybe-
increase
They
your
have to wear
maturity
like
level.
something
Hold on,
dressy.
let Noah talk first.
Okay, what?
So, if they have a job interview, they have to wear something dressy. They know how to wear a tie, how to fix it, how to look good.
So why would that be important? Why would it be important to learn how to dress good?
It could lead you farther in life than, like, you know.
I think, well,
Influence persons.
Wesley, do you have something to say?
What y'all was talking about the suicide with the tie, me and actually a friend of mine from HW Buyers actually had that thought, but the other friend of mine kept me from doing that. Friends
Thank you.
Right.
helps
See,
me.
friends around.
What if you don't have any friends? What if that's why you're depressed?
Well then,
What if you don't have
Like
any
I
friends
said,
that stop you?
like I said, with this school would not be wearing ties because we are not in favor of them.
Oh, Wesley,
See-
how old were you when you had this thought?
12.
You were
Wait,
12.
hold on, wait, no, no, no,
Imagine
hold on,
high school
hold on, wait, wait.
students that are depressed with exams, everything else. He
10.
was 12.
It was 10.
10 y'all, 10.
I've
Imagine
had-
when you hit middle school and you're depressed and
Right.
stressed.
I've had
But
friends.
what if you don't have ties?
I've had friends who have
You can
had
strangle
those
yourself.
thoughts too.
Hold on. Who has like the little necklaces thing? Who's got it? The you know, you got a necklace on. You got that necklace.
Okay, you can't hang yourself with those.
But you can strangle yourself.
It'll strangle yourself. You would pass out from lack of oxygen and you would automatically your
This
hands
ain't even
would
touching
drop.
my neck.
Like,
though.
You can't hold on to it.
Yeah,
like
but
you're
you
doing
can
that.
strangle yourself.
You could. You could find a way.
Okay.
If you wanted to.
See, my friend,
If
He-
go ahead on.
One at a time.
He committed suicide. He committed suicide. And he hung himself because that's the way somebody made fun of his clothes.
Right.
So that's
That's.
what.
Would you like to?
Oh, yeah, okay.
People
You
without
said a minute ago
those
about
people.
your $45 for the uniforms or whatever.
Yes.
Can you read to me which website that was from?
Yes. Certainly can. It was. Go ahead and discuss the topic. I can find.
No, I just want to know which website it was from.
But was it a biased
Right now?
website?
Okay.
What website was it from, Drew?
It was selling.
Exactly.
It was selling the
So you
uniforms.
really
They're
gonna
trying to
say
make their
something
profit.
bad?
They're trying to make
Okay.
profit.
Tell you the price.
These just means it's more accurate.
How do you
My
know these will be
information is
crummy uniforms?
Like I said, if you're gonna go out and buy a $75 outfit, you can buy that, but you have to buy your school
This
clothes
outfit
first.
I have on
Exactly.
$40, less than a uniform.
Can you prove it?
Yes, I can. These pants were $35. This was $5.
Is that your opinion? I mean, is that just you saying it?
No,
Where's the
that is
price?
factual. These pants were about $35, weren't they, Gracie? And I got this at Factory Connection for $5.
See, you
Hers
can.
were only $20.
It just depends on where you get it at. If you get, this is
You go to
just
Walmart,
one
You have a
store.
store
Exactly.
And you
How
can
much is your
pick
clothes?
which realtor, I think that's how you say it. But anyways, you can pick which one you want to get your uniforms for.
But what if
I'm
it's
sure
actually
there's
brand
some.
What if the school makes them get it from a certain company?
like a polo? Those are
Just like
expensive.
Marshall
Like a
Academy
sponsor, like
does.
someone who's sponsoring that school.
And like you said, the polos,
Tag
like
on
after like Christmas and stuff, you get this thing for $2.
No.
Yes, you can, because I just got
Okay.
this
And also,
for
at
$2.
Maybe
at Marshall
Okay,
Academy,
well,
you
let's
wouldn't
get back
have
on topic. Okay, let's get back on topic for just a minute. Now, we have talked about how school uniforms can, this side says that they take away your individuality. And this side has said that they decrease violence, they can increase attendance because people want to come to school more, stuff like that. What about, when would wearing a school uniform be helpful, at school? Talk to me about that. At what times during school? Why would it help you during school?
So that your teachers can find you if you get lost. Because I remember I got lost on a field trip. A lot of things have happened to me at Marshall Academy, and the only reason they found me out of all the people there,
Hey,
Hold on, let Wesley talk.
they said that if it wouldn't have been for my shirt having the MA on it, then they would have left me.
See, it's very important that
Okay.
you have the same clothes
But
on,
going-
the same uniforms.
But going
Because
back,
if you have different
We're going back and
clothes,
forth.
if he would have only had on a blue shirt without the MA, like he just said,
It was white.
well, what's to say that there's not a ton of other schools that have just a regular blue shirt on that doesn't have the logo, that they would not have found Wesley here, and he would not be here today possibly.
What schools do do is just wear the uniforms on field trips.
Or been around everybody.
yes,
That's
that
true.
could happen. Or
Okay.
we could all just wear
Skylar-
our good sweatshirts.
Skylar had a very good point. Skylar, will you say that point?
What about going to the gym? You have to change into your clothes and back out, and like you have to change your clothes in the morning, change out of the gym, change it back into the gym, change out of them when you get home. So that'll be a
At
lot
Marshall
of trouble.
Academy, at Marshall Academy, at Marshall
Well, you have
Academy,
to-
you're gonna have to
they made
do-
the rules.
With
like
uniforms or not,
You're
you
just
still
gonna
have
have to do
to,
it
you still have to change into your gym
She
clothes.
has already changed into her gym clothes.
But this,
She's already changed.
One at a time.
we have the choice of
Be respectful of the others around you.
Wesley, go ahead.
At Marshall Academy, they gave us tools. They said, at gym, since gym was later on in the day, they did that to where we didn't have to put our uniforms back on.
But what about
What if you
HB
have
hours?
like,
Same thing.
what if you have like a 12 o'clock gym period?
No, it's your
It's
choice.
like-
If you want to change that.
They
What if
made
it's not your
they made
choice?
the whole school. They made it to where it was in the afternoon. That way they.
What if it wasn't that?
Kyle?
Here,
What I'm
here
saying
at
is
this
that
school,
HB
in one class, in one of the classes, I think it may be 4th grade, they have PE earlier in the day
Period.
before lunch and before afternoon. What about that?
Well,
Yeah,
they-
but you don't
they
have
said
to
that-
go to PE and change.
What they did.
Because
I
you
mean,
can keep your clothes on.
At Marshall
Yeah,
Academy.
but
What if it was 8th grade that had a third period?
But remember,
We have a class directly after
Have
third
some-
period.
Schedules would accommodate, I'm sure the administration would understand that it does take time to put your clothes back on after gym, because you're tired, you're sweaty, you gotta pull those sweaty clothes off and get your uniforms back on. I'm sure they would understand that. And if you were tardy, they would probably, forgive you. The teachers at the school are very forgiving about
But what
punishment.
if we have a strict teacher?
At HB.
What if you have a strict teacher?
Can you give us an example?
Miss V at gym.
Yeah, how